Hi, my name is Kevin Taylor. It is now a fact that the state wants to murder Gregory Afoko. This is with all due respect. So with all due respect, a few weeks ago, I received a phone call from a reporter based in the United States. Yes, actually, she's an American, and she told me she wanted to talk to me about the Gregory Afoko case. I was a little surprised, actually, because I thought no one cared about the Gregory issue because the media cabal in Ghana, yes, the media cabal in Ghana have decided to ignore that issue because they don't want their darling boy, the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to look like a tyrant to the international world. Now, this reporter told me her news outlet based in the United States has been following the Gregory case closely, all because they felt it had some political undertones to it. And from their checks, yes, from their checks, they can confirm that Gregory Afoko is a political prisoner. Now, she talked about J.B. Dankwa's killer and how the state is manipulating the case in their favor to protect some politicians who are deeply involved in the murder case. But they are very much interested, or this reporter is very much interested in the Gregory Afoko case because it fell within the boundaries of human rights violation. Now, this reporter told me that the executive in Ghana, yes, the executive, meaning the president, the judiciary, and the security agencies are all in one faith to make sure that Gregory Afoko is slowly murdered in prison before the 2020 election because the case has become an albatross on the neck of this government. The reporter went on to say that because the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, promised the late chairman family about bringing the perpetrators to justice, he has no option than to make sure Gregory is kept behind bars or murdered just for him to look good in the eyes of his followers. The reporter, who is based in the United States, also went on to say that the executive, meaning the president again, wants this young man dead because if the Attorney General restarts the case, all over which she is trying to get the court to grant her, that would mean that people like Bugri Nabu, Utiko Jagba, and Kamal Dean will have to stand trial because they are prime suspects in this case. They are suspects because of the statements they made before and after the murder of the chairman. So, as you can see, this has prompted or forced the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and more importantly, the NPP chairman, Freddie Blay, to work, yes, behind the clock, behind the scenes, to make sure that Gregory Afoko is never released to his family, even though the High Court has ordered the security agencies headed by the IGP and the CID boss to release Gregory to his family. So I decided to do my own checks and also let my fellow Ghanaians know that this president and his group of corrupt security officials are doing everything. They are doing everything in their power to make sure Gregory Afoko is slowly murdered. Now, this is how it started. Let me break it down to every Ghanaian to understand. First of all, the Attorney General provided 14 witnesses. 14 witnesses, and none was able to implicate Gregory in the case. All these witnesses were cross-examined by the Attorney General and also the defense counsel of Gregory, and not even a single one of them was categorically able to say that Gregory took part in the murder. Now, the second thing, on the 19th of March 2019, this year, 19th of March, the High Court granted Gregory Afoko bail. The court in its own wisdom said that Gregory Afoko should be granted bail. This is what happened. The Attorney General appeals against the decision and files for a stay of execution of the court order. So Attorney General decides to file another execution on that judgment by the court. Now, the application for stay of execution was dismissed by both the High Court and the Appeal Court. These applications were dismissed by both the High Court and the Appeal Court. The court then confirms that Gregory Afoko satisfied all the bail conditions set by the court, therefore he has the right to be granted bail. Now, after the same court trying Gregory Afoko granted him bail, the police officer, and I'm going to mention his name, the police officer in charge of the case, Augustus Nkrumah, stated categorically that he received an order from the Jubilee House that he must not release Gregory Afoko. This is what happened next. It has been over 5 months. It has been over 5 months since the bail was granted by the court, and still, Gregory Afoko is in detention, meaning the state, through the police, the Jubilee House have disrespected or have no regard for the courts. Let's take our time. Now, Gregory Afoko applies to the High Court to commit IGP and the CID boss for contempt. Now, the disgusting thing here is the IGP and the CID boss refused to appear before court on all the 3 court sittings. They see the court as some daycare they don't even need to waste their time on. The excuses they gave was there was an order from the Jubilee House that they shouldn't appear in court. This is the highest form of impunity. Now, just last Saturday midnight, Gregory Afoko was rushed to the police hospital against his will. He was found vomiting blood in his cells. Now, as I speak, Gregory Afoko is still at the police hospital. A man, the High Court of the land, has given an order that he has to be granted bail. With all due respect, my fellow Ghanaians, we are silent. Yes, I know. The media is mute as if nothing is happening. The Ghana Bar Association has not issued any statement. No human rights persons or have made any attempt to fight for this poor young man. The Christian Council and the Peace Council is quiet because Gregory Afoko isn't their church member. The Council of State are quiet because they are scared to become a target of the tyrant they serve as a president. The culture of impunity has been made legal by this president because his thirst for power is unprecedented. What have we become as a people, my fellow Ghanaians? We have now become monsters to each other because of the hatred we have for some individuals we believe did not deserve to rule us. Today, NPP, we are quiet because one of us is the leader of this impunity. If you, my fellow NPP members, till date continue to accuse Jerry John Rawlings for the judges' killings and other atrocities committed during his regime, but cannot be bold to condemn our own Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and call him to order to stop his abuse of state power and this vendetta he is visiting on Gregory Afoko to pay Paul Afoko, then we are all hypocrites and deserve everything Rawlings did to our families. Yes, we deserve it, and we don't have the moral right to speak against the crimes of J.J. Rawlings. We are quiet, looking on for our own brothers to be treated like animals in their own home. How stupid can we be, my fellow Ghanaians? We all know that this impunity happening to this young man is orchestrated by the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and his side chick, Freddie Blay, to pay Paul Afoko back for not becoming a slave to their evil agenda. This is where this president has taken wickedness and barbarism. His childish pettiness and arrogance is unprecedented in the history of our dear nation. Now, I would like to ask, what makes this president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo? Yes, what makes this president? What makes him different from Idi Amin? What makes Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo different from Baba Jama of the Gambia? What makes this president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, different from J.J. Rawlings? And what makes Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo different from Adolf Hitler? Akufo-Addo has the instincts and behavior of a thirsty tyrant who has no respect for the law and the rights of the people who made him who he is today. Fellow Ghanaians, this is ridiculous. There are documents upon documents. I can show you why this president, his cronies, his criminal gangs are trying to kill this young man in prison. They are trying to kill this young man in the BINI cells because they think he's a threat to the next elections. These are documents, my fellow Ghanaians. These are documents to prove that this president is a liar. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a liar because he does not respect the laws of the land. My fellow Ghanaians, this is the time we have to speak up and we have to make sure that our voices are heard. Nobody is lesser a Ghanaian. Every Ghanaian deserves the right justice. We all deserve the same justice. The Chief Justice, the IGP, the CID boss, they all have to answer questions. We can't make some people better than others in the same country we all fought for. A country our forefathers all fought for. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a tyrant who does not respect the laws of the land. This man does not deserve to be a leader. He is corrupt, he is petty. And I would like to tell my fellow Ghanaians that this is the time we have to come together to fight this injustice, the impunity in the system. My fellow Ghanaians, this is not a time to be smiling, and this is not a time to be playing tribal politics. This is the time to be speaking truth to power. Akufo-Addo lies through his teeth every single day. Akufo-Addo does not respect the people. This boy will be murdered. Other people will be murdered and nothing will come out of it. Why? Why have we allowed politics, stupidity, and ignorance to take over us as a people? This is the time, my fellow Ghanaians, we have to speak up. Gregory Afoko has to be given a fair trial. He deserves clean justice. My fellow Ghanaians, I am not here to disrespect anybody. I am not here to speak ill of anyone. I am here to tell you the truth, that justice has been overturned from the presidency all the way down to the security agencies. We can't live like that. We have gone through different regimes, and this is the worst regime. This regime does not respect our rights, and this regime does not respect we the people. Nana Akufo-Addo has to come clean on this. Gregory Afoko deserves justice. This boy has to be released and be given to his family. We do not have to live like slaves in our own home. My fellow Ghanaians, this is the time we have to speak up. Gregory Afoko has to be released to his family. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a liar, a leader who does not stick to his words. Today, we have young men and women dying in our prisons because power has been corrupted. Now, I would like to say to the Chief Justice that we are watching and the whole world is watching. I know this case would have been one of the most easiest cases to solve if Gregory Afoko had been your son. Yes, Chief Justice, I'm talking to you. I know this case would have been a normal foolish case if Gregory Afoko had been one of Akufo-Addo's daughter's boyfriend. This young man is not getting the needed justice because he is another Northerner who is considered as a nobody. Another Northerner who is not counted as human because he is considered as a lesser human. Another Northerner who does not have an Akan name to prove he is better than any other person from another tribe. We the people must rise up and make sure that the world hears our cry about the injustice this president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and his group of lawbreakers are putting the good people of Ghana through. This is a message to you, Mr. President, the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, the IGP, the CID boss, and all the NPP officials involved in this impunity that we the people, we the youth, will never let this slide. We will make sure that the laws of the land rules because we the people, yes, we the people put you people where you are today to disobey the law. My fellow Ghanaians, I have always said that I am just a messenger without a PhD, a messenger without a Quran or a Bible in his hand. A messenger who has just decided to speak the truth to power so that we the people will be liberated from the corrupt politicians and a corrupt regime like what we have today. A regime which does not respect the constitution that formed this nation. A regime that does not care about we the people. Gregory Afoko deserves fair justice like any other Ghanaian because Gregory Afoko is also Ghanaian. In one voice and in one spirit, we say that, Mr. President, free Gregory Afoko now. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor, and this is With All Due Respect.